In this video, I'll show you how to adjust additional discounts or rebates or writing off entities' bad debts often invoice received without adjusting the received goods or services. To work with such document, go to Purchase module, open Debit Notes. Here you will find the list of debit notes created. Click on Create option to create a new debit note and fill in all the required fields in the tab. In the main tab, keep the transaction type as Mutual Settlement Adjustment and enter the general information about the debit note, that is the company, which is the supplier or could be an individual or legal entity for whom this document is created. Fill in the amount, which is to type the amount of the adjustment, an entity of your company that received this document, and the income GL accounts. Kindly notice the default income account according to the list of the default GL accounts, which can be available under Accounting GL accounts by default. You can use the comment text below to provide any relevant information on this transaction. Once the main tab is filled, you can move on to the Documents tab. Here you will need to add the list of the documents which amount must be adjusted by the amount of the debit note. To add the document, click on Add option. In the Document field, select Invoice Received one by one from the list of suppliers document. Click on Show All, choose the document. Once the document is selected, the document amount and the contract columns are filled automatically from the selected invoice received, and it is not editable. In the order column, for the invoice received, specify the purchase order if the order was specified in the appropriate invoice received. The accounts amount column shows the adjustment amount in the document contract currency. If the debit note currency is same as the contract currency, the amounts equals to the amounts in the debit note account column. The rate and the factor columns are filled automatically according to the contract currency in the invoice received. Let's fill in the details. The department column, you can specify the entity department which are affected by this transaction. In the business activity column, select the business activities to which the documents are related. In the income item column, select the item from the income item list to link the income from this adjustment. Once you have added all the invoice received that you wanted, you can manually distribute the notes amount among the documents by using the debit note amount column in case if it is more than one document. Alternatively, you can click the Distribute Amount button and select from the following option. Proportion to the number of invoices. It is used to distribute the debit note amount among all the documents evenly, or use the option Proportion to the amounts of invoices to distribute the debit note amount proportionally to the amounts. For our example, since we have only one invoice document, it will be filled completely to one document and it has to be done manually. Move on to the last tab of the additional information. On this tab, you can specify additional information for the debit notes with the mutual settlement adjustment transaction type. In the doc number and the from field, enter the information about the received documents and the document number and its dates respectively. In the department field, you can specify purchasing department of the entity that received the debit note. In the responsible field, you can specify the employer responsible for this debit note. In the reason field, you can provide any useful information on the transaction. Once all the details are filled, check the tabs and post the document. View the transaction details for the entry created. You can see the payables amount will be reversed and income will be recorded without affecting the quantity of the document. Please note, no tax credit note receipt need to be created with such adjustment. That's how you can create a debit note with mutual settlement adjustment. Thanks for watching the video.